Hey, good morning and welcome back to my garden. Today I wanted to take you through what I've got growing on my cattle panel arch. This was built like a year ago from recycled materials, except for the cattle panels, which came in as the last thought because it was not structurally sound. And I had intended to first make it a greenhouse, and it was a greenhouse at first, but then we used the wrong type of plastic and it just kind of slowly disintegrated on us. So we pulled the plastic off and just had her standing here. But I didn't want it to just be empty during the summer. So I literally just cut like a quarter-sized hole a foot apart at the bottom, went through my trellising veggies and stuck them in there and was like, well, whatever, we'll see what happens, at least it's not like a complete waste of effort. And then just put some stones in there so it didn't look so black and tarpy. But oh my god, it is like the coolest thing now. There's so many random stuff growing in here. So for starters, look at this beauty. This here is a North Georgia Candy Roaster squash from Baker Creek, and they're a winter squash. They will eventually turn like it's like an orangey pink, and then the base is like a sage green color. They're supposed to be like sweet and great for roasting, and they'll get hard, and I'm able to store them over the winter. And I've been seeing a ton of fruit. I'm also trying to keep an eye on leaves that have squash bug eggs on them, and this one just caught my attention, so I'm gonna take that, throw it behind me. There we go. But yeah, I've been noticing, I think I've got like 5 fruit at this point, and then every time I follow the trail of vines, another one appears. And then down here I've got a bucket of my discarded morning glories. Every time I was weeding the corn bed, I'd throw it into this thing, and they said, cool, thanks. And then I was like, oh shit, they need a place to go. So put them here, and I found this stick by my compost, stuck it in there, and now it's really doing a cute thing. So yeah, seems like a good place for it. The morning glories are everywhere. And then this is all still the candy roaster. There we go. Going down. So here I've got a lemon cucumber. I am pretty sure. I think this is one that I winter sowed, but it's just now starting to put on fruit. And it's looking very circular. Alright, I'm kind of cutting in and out because I'm wearing a fussy baby. I'm wearing a fussy baby on my chest. And I'm trying not to pat his butt so much because it sounds so loud on the camera. And I always forget until I rewatch the video, and it's just in the bathroom. In the background. Anyways, this here is a lemon cucumber, and I am seeing a couple on there. It's starting to escape the structure, which we'll see where it goes. I can loop it back around, or we can let her be free. And then this bucket was an afterthought because I found the container in my garage, and I was like, oh my god, Val, why aren't you using her? So I took some of my trellising green beans, and I took some extra potting soil and some compost, and then planted her, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing tomatoes and morning glory, but I'm also seeing trellis and green beans. So I need to pull the tomatoes out, and I've been meaning to do that for like literally weeks. Life and baby and summer. So we'll see how long this tomato can make it in this pot. I was able to get this green bean started to trellis up, which is super sick. These are those like really long green beans that kind of have like an asparagus-y taste. Last year I grew these and I saved a ton of seeds because I was pregnant, and it like, I don't know, I could not get on board with the flavor or eating them or anything. And they are such serious producers. And I planted a ton of them this year because I saved so many of their seeds. I was like, all right, let's do something with this. So hopefully this year, non-pregnant me will enjoy them more. All right. When you walk in here, it's like automatically so nice because of all the shade. This is so cool. I love it so much. So here again, I have some of those same, I think they're, no, I don't actually remember the name. Something long green beans. They're also from Baker Creek. And this one is already collided with the squash. I can kind of follow it up. But I've been seeing it here. This is one of its flowers. I know it's flowering, so we'll get some beans soon here. Okay, and then the other plant though is this gourd. And I grew this 2 years ago. And I dried like 4 of them, I think. And I tried to make plant holders from them. But I cannot seem to get a plant to live in it. So I'm going to see. This time I'm going to try to make birdhouses because I think I'll actually, enjoy that a little bit more. But yeah, they're so happy. There's so many of them. I've had some squash bugs in here. I've been working hard to try to fight them. But there's not like any serious damage, so I'm not going to get stressed about it. But this was the first squash that I saw, and it's actually now the smallest because, back up a little bit. Check this girl out. She's so big. Oh, like I have a giant hand, and this thing is like, well, actually the perspective is terrible with the camera. I'd say it's like 2 of my hands. Oh, and then going up a little more, another giant one. And then yeah, so many gourds. I see this little guy up here too. There's little ones all over the place, but every day I come out, they just look bigger to me. Another one of those. And then down here, I have some more cucumber. These just started taking off, but they are flowering. And then over here is some cucumber. This one is I think it's called China Jade. It's the really long, skinny one. I actually have, I think my baby is finally accepting sleep. I'm gonna do a squat. It's, hello, right here. It's long and prickly, but they're really disease resistant. Oop. And they're really tasty for pickling or just eating in salad or just eating as a snack, which this is probably like my 5th cucumber, and I've ate all the other 4 while standing here. There are also morning glories intertwined thickly with this cucumber because on the other side of this trellis is a ton of them, and they've all gone up this direction, as you'll see, which is fine because I wasn't able to get anything started just in this back corner here, so I'm okay with it being morning glories. I planted 1 morning glory on purpose, this one, and I have been getting like 1 or 2 flowers, so it's starting to happen. They're beautiful. They're like white with like a blue creamy center. I think all of them are the same morning glory, so they'll all be the white and the blue kind. But once they start flowering, it'll really be super pretty. So yeah, this is the China Jade cucumber. This one, I'm seeing a little baby cuke right here. But it's too soon. I don't think this one's the China Jade. This one might be like a muncher or something like that. It should be nice to have some variety. I'm glad that lemon cucumber did something. Okay, and then over here, I've got a squash on the ground. I've harvested one so far, but I'm starting to see some. Some aren't making it. There's lots of bees, so I just can't even imagine that that's not being well pollinated. And then up here, a bottle gourd. This is my favorite freaking gourd ever because it's just such a classic, what should we call a birdhouse gourd? Wow. I'm so happy. And they're all doing so well, and I see little babies everywhere. It's so fun to see like the vines of certain plants that are like way over there, just sprawling all over the place. And then down here, I put some melons kind of as an afterthought because I had some left over and I didn't know where to put them. So I put them here, and they've been shaded out for a really long time. As this plant started to grow, I've been finally cutting back some of the foliage at the bottom there, just to keep to keep the plant healthy, and also to try to keep these melons alive. And I've noticed that one of them has gone to the back, that one right there, and there's a little baby watermelon on the other side. I'll loop around and I'll show you. And then that's actually another cucumber, the one that's going up like that, and it's popping out back there. So still some surprises to come. So yeah, that's really actually the gist of what we got going on in here. I'm just so proud. I love how it's looking, and I'm so happy with my little lemon cucumber. I'll have to figure out when's the right time to harvest these. All right, let me walk around the outside of the panel so you can see what it looks like out there, because there are some that's creeping out. I love the curly bits. It's so good at like navigating itself around. It makes like such big choices all in a day. Right in front of it here in this tire, I have Sunset Agastache, and it smells like the crispest mint ever. I didn't know it was gonna smell like that. God, it's so freaking beautiful. It's just like a very different color than anything else, and it's so vibrant. Get low to it for you. Actually, I haven't seen any hummingbirds on it, but that's also because I'm not just like out here sitting all the time. It's definitely been butterflies though. And bees, so many bees. My sister lives close to me and she keeps a hive, so I know her bees come and visit. So look. It's happy, it's reaching for the sun. It's gonna be a really hot couple of days. I've been trying to keep it really well watered. But yeah, it's gonna get like into the hundreds for the next 3 days. The weather changed a little bit last night, and now it's saying like 98 because it rained a little bit, so I'm sure that cooled everything down. But it's gonna be hot. Oh no. Damn you, squash bugs. Ugh. Got crazy. So yeah, here though at the bottom. Oh, look at her. She looks like a gumball. Oh my god. Seeing a little watermelon fruit is so exciting, but it's not always a promise. I grew watermelons last year and there would be tons of little baby fruit that did not make it into fruition. But I did get a couple. There we go, the color finally went back. So yeah, that's the cucumber, and that's the melon. And then everything's just going nuts back here. We've got the morning glories. This here down at the bottom is the one that flowered. But I don't know, maybe it is morning. Come on. It's not ready yet. Oh, here I can see another little bloom coming soon. Cute. I think their seed got in my compost because it is everywhere. Like, that's morning glory right there. In my corn, this is the one that drives me absolutely nuts though, because it's my corn. I don't want it to strangle my plant. And it obviously is winning. Oh, but look at my corn. Oh, whoa. It's red. And then I've also got some not red stuff. Some not red corn. But yeah, the corn cob is supposed to be red too. So yeah, back here, this is all morning glory. And I mean, I saw it starting and I was like, yeah, as long as it crawls up, it's totally fine. But the cucumber is also like right there, so we'll see. This one on this side is the one that I'm just like, okay, it looks cool until it starts just eating my other plants, which it kind of does because I've got celosia over here and coxcomb, and anytime I'm like picking flowers, I'll like go through and like try to cut the vines off of them because it just ties them all up into this weird mess. But the coxcomb are gonna do great anyways. Oh, there, morning glory. Like, they've been spreading all over the place. That's coxcomb. Here in the front, it's like the lighter green patches. That's coxcomb. That right there is, so I've got two different kinds, the flamingo and the really bright, colorful one. The light green one is a really bright, colorful one. Some zinnias there and some dill, and on the other side, some bachelor's buttons. Here's another of the long cukes that you can see. They're great, I love them. And another one right there. Once they start going, they really start going. So yeah, this is her right now. And I can only imagine it's gonna get cooler as the green beans start to produce. These things just go absolutely nuts. Seeing a flower here. I'm gonna figure out what direction it's going. I think it's going up. If you've ever grown this candy roaster though, I'd be curious to know if you eat it like you eat with, like, would eat squash and zucchini as a summer squash while it's young, and what that tastes like. Because I'm kind of tempted to do that while I wait for my other squash to really start going. But I really enjoy watching it. It's such an interesting and weird looking fruit. Feels like tropical almost. It's dense. All right. That's it for now. I'm going to try to do sections of the garden as updates to keep you guys posted with what all's been going on, because things are doing good. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.